Hey, how are we doing? I am going to take 2 of episode 19 of the Always Better Than Yesterday interview sessions. Now, we've got Sonia waiting. We had an attempt at the first stream, and I thought we'd just try it again, best we possibly can, just to make sure the audio is really well and working for you. So I just want to say thank you so much for you joining. I really appreciate you. If this is the first time you've ever joined an Always Better Than Yesterday interview session, please do drop a red love heart emoji. Let me just appreciate you and jump in and have a quick conversation. And if you are a loyal, returning, Always Better Than Yesterday interview session watcher, let me just say thank you. Drop me a blue love heart emoji, and then we'll get cracking. So I'll just give a little bit of an introduction. I know we've got some people joining and coming back from the earlier stream. So I will just say that these interview sessions are all about helping you understand the habits and the mindset of successful and inspiring people. Been very, very fortunate to interview some inspiring people over the last 18 weeks. And I'm super excited to be speaking with Sonia McDonald, the CEO and founder of LeadershipHQ over in Australia. And I first of all got to say thank you to my brother Adam Bokut for connecting us. I saw Sonia be interviewed walking around a park with my good friend Adam, and Adam's in hospital at the moment, so let's send Adam some love and some best wishes and hope that he has a speedy recovery. But after seeing that interview, I went out and bought Sonia's book, Leadership Attitude. And as I said in the take 1 of this live, it was like coming home. It was like reading everything I think and feel about leadership. And I just absolutely fell in love with the way that Sonia describes it. So I've got loads and loads of questions that I want to ask Sonia about her approach and how that came to be, and her habits and her mindset. And for me personally, I've been getting clearer on, I described myself in the past as a mindset coach, but really what I'm passionate about now is helping develop the next generation of leaders. Developing the next generation of leaders to lead with self-belief, confidence, and purpose. To be the type of leader that's going to put their own needs to one side, to serve their teams, to bring them united and connected against a purpose, get them to believe in themselves, to believe in the mission, and everyone play to their strengths. And I think for that type of leadership to exist, it starts now. It starts in young people's confidence, and so that's where my headspace is at, and I'm getting ever more clearer by surrounding myself with awesome people like Sonia and her books, and getting clear on what it is I'm passionate about. So I can't wait to hear a bit more from Sonia, and I'm going to bring her now and just ask my curious questions. And if you've got questions, then I urge you to bring them and have them. Let's try this again.
Is that better?
It worked. Let's make it work.
Okay.
So would you do me the honour of introducing yourself?
Hello. That was actually a great introduction, but yes, my name is Sonia. I am a solo mum. I'm a beautiful 16-year-old girl called Abby. I'm the CEO and founder of a company called LeadershipHQ, which I started from a blog. I'm an author and a keynote speaker and a facilitator and a coach. I've kind of got many different hats. But my favourite leadership role is being a mum. So yeah, that's me.
That's amazing. As a mum, I think becoming a parent was probably the greatest thing that happened to my leadership development. As I've just spoken, it's a lot about putting your own needs to something.
Yeah, I think I always say parenting is the toughest job you'll love. It's definitely it was very unexpected in terms of how much you would love someone else, but also how your beliefs and how your behavior and your words and actions really influence your children. And so that's why I'm a great believer parenting is the most important leadership role, because they're actually our future leaders as well. So that's why it's so important to me.
Amazing. So I've just introduced you myself. We've got this book here, so it's phenomenal. Thank you for such an awesome book.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your journey and how leadership became.
It kind of happened by accident. My background's in human resources, so grew up here on the Gold Coast, did a degree in business and HR, and then held senior, not so senior roles. I was very lucky. I got to work in London, so I missed London, and got to work in some amazing different organisations around the world. And then I decided, after I had my daughter, that I'd put my career on hold for a while and follow my husband's career, and we moved over to Shanghai, China. But what I found out whilst I went over there, because I thought, this will be really cool, being an expat wife, and it was a lot more challenging than I expected, and I decided to find an opportunity over there, and I did, so I was really blessed. However, whilst I was over there, my whole world fell apart. I became a full-time solo mum. My daughter was about 3.5 at the time. Really unexpected. It was devastating. I was left with about $2,000 in the bank, a pretty crappy car, had to move back to Australia and start all over again. And that's why, I suppose I call myself the accidental entrepreneur, because I came back here and found it really challenging to find a senior HR role that would offer me flexibility being a full-time solo mum. So I ended up meeting someone that worked in the leadership development space, and he said he was looking for someone to teach and educate engineers and foremen on construction sites about leadership, and I faked it and said I knew lots about leadership and went and bought every book I could. Every book I could, I researched, I read, and fell in love with it. I saw the difference it was making to myself, to my clients, to my teams, the leaders. And I started a blog called LeadershipHQ, and the company came from the blog about 13 years ago. Yeah.
So why is leadership important to you?
I think, and it's interesting, a lot of people ask me that because I think they think, for me, it's just fundamentally about making a difference. I think we've made leadership bigger than what it is. I think we've kind of made it this grandiose, look, it's a role title, and I'm not a CEO, or I don't have manager in my name, therefore I'm not a leader. And leadership isn't about title. It's about an attitude, it's about a mindset, and it's about a behaviour. So for me, that's where it's really important. It's made a massive difference to my life because I appreciate how important being authentic or true to who you are, but also being really present and staying focused on how you can make a difference to others. I suppose for me, like when I was working in the leadership consulting space, and I could see the difference it was making to the people around me when I was coaching them and I was teaching them leadership, their world kind of transformed. And I think it was because they could see that their life was not just about turning up to work 9 to 5, or it wasn't just a job. It was a purpose for them, and they're all out there making a difference. So that's why I fell in love with it. So that's why I cared so deeply about it. And now I'm on this complete and utter mission to create leaders across the world that have a similar mindset. So yeah.
I absolutely love it. In the book about the lessons to your leadership style. Do you have a one or two favourites?
Start learning leadership now. So that's definitely one of my favourites. If I could go back in time and say something to my younger self, it would be like, pick up leadership books, you can learn leadership. I think that's really important. And also one of my favourites is to understand who you are. So self-leadership and self-awareness are key. So really get to understand what are your values, what are you passionate about, why you want to make a difference, what does that mean to you? And leadership is all about one of my favourite quotes is by John Quincy Jones around, leadership's about inspiring others to do more, dream more, and be more. It starts with you to dream more and learn more and be more. And the more aware you are of yourself, the more aware that you are of how you can help others. So that's why I wrote Leadership Attitude, because I wanted people to see it from a real authentic lens and not put all the fluff and technical, which is, there's great books, great leadership books that do give a lot of great content, research and technical, but I wanted to keep it real around how leadership, everyone can be a leader. It can be an everyday attitude and behaviour.
I love that. My favourite is surround yourself with empowering people you hire. So thank you for enabling that for me today.
Well, that's what it's about. I was actually talking to a girlfriend of mine yesterday who she said to me, I'm going to be like, you really inspired me to be brave, and I'm going out there and having this courage to be brave. And then we were having this conversation around how she felt there were a couple of people around her that weren't empowering her, and so she kind of rang me to, say, I want you to empower me. I said, I'm always here to empower you. And I said, we should all be doing that for each other, not pulling each other down. We should be really supporting and going, you've got this and well done, and celebrating people's, talents and achievements. I think, and that's what it's about.
You touched on authenticity, and I think that's right. What's it been to you to be authentic leader?
What is it about being an authentic leader?
Yeah, what does that mean to you?
Oh, gee, that's a big question. I get asked that so often. I need to maybe get a spiel written down. Because that's funny. I get asked about that all the time. Look, I think being authentic is just being true to yourself and not kind of putting the mask on. I do see that a bit. And also being the same person at home when you go to work, that you're just who you are, and you accept who you are, and you own who you are. And the amount of people that meet me and they go, oh wow, you're really down to earth and authentic. I said, well, this is who I am. Like, what were you expecting? I have to be true to myself, because when you're not operating in an authentic manner, if you're trying to be someone you're different, or you're trying to behave or do things differently because of other people's expectations or what you think they want, your brain automatically goes through stress response, because you're not relaxed, you're not safe, you're not feeling safe. So it's about feeling safe. So yeah.
I completely relate to that. The biggest lesson I've learned in my own journey is be myself, do it my way, because I tried for too long to do it in the way I thought I was expected to do it.
Yeah, there's so many people that, yeah. And I mean, how did that make you feel?
It wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
I think we're all good enough just the way we are. Like, we're just all good enough. I think we just put way too many high expectations on ourselves, and if we're just who we are, it's just the only way to be. So yeah.
So you've got a program called Brave Women Leading. Have I got that right? Brave Women Leading?
Yeah, it kind of happened by accident, like most things. Gosh, I've got this magazine called Leaders Hub, and it's a great magazine, and I put lots of people around the globe in it that reach out to me, and they say, I really want to write or publish. I said, yeah, I'm happy to support you. And then I realised in the last magazine, which I was flicking through it, and I thought, oh my gosh, and it was I noticed there was quite a number of men in the magazine, and I try and keep it really not only gender balance but diversity as well, in terms of culture and race and disability, lots of different. So I really try and make it about diversity and inclusion, but I realised it was leaning on probably more men in the magazine. So I just happened to put out on LinkedIn, I think it was like a Saturday night, I said, look, in the magazine I've realised that my Leaders Hub magazine has got a few men in it. I'd love more women. I'd love to do a Brave Women Leading edition. I got inundated, honestly, and I'm thinking, where are all you women? I've been asking. So I saw all these stories coming in from women, like hundreds of stories across the world, and I thought, what's going on? And a lot of women were saying to me when they were emailing me, oh, I'm really feeling uncomfortable about this because I don't want to put myself out there, or I don't want to share my story because I'm going to keep it really humble. And I'm like, I really respect that, but also you've got to think about the role model in your story and how people could read it and you could inspire others and other young girls as well. So when I gave it to them through that lens, they felt really empowered. I thought, I really want to create more people. I love my Brave Women Leading, but just more brave people in general. But I just noticed it was women that were kind of holding themselves back a little bit about putting out their story. And then I was reading their remarkable stories. I said, I need to get more women together to start to be more brave, to actually help help others, but help themselves and put themselves out there to show the bravery and courage that they have in their lives and in their leadership.
So for those humble women that are watching this, what's the first sort of steps to encourage them to discover their leadership?
So for those brave women, what some of the steps they would take for their leadership? I think that for me, I think it's to see the greatness within them. I think an example was last week I was speaking at this conference here, and gosh, it was phenomenal. And there was 500 people in the room. It was much bigger than what I expected, to be honest. And I walked in the room, and it was education. There were a lot of teachers, business managers, for schools. So for me, as soon as I knew I was going to be speaking in education and schools, I jumped at the chance. And it was predominantly women in the room. And afterwards, I was just blown away by the amount of women that came up to me. And they never saw themselves as leaders. They were saying to me, you just came here, and I brought a lot of neuroscience into my workshop and my keynote as well. I really got them to see around this, that leadership is an attitude. And I also use the child analogy with them as well, because a lot of women, and I'm not painting just women with this brush, and I'm not painting everyone with this brush in terms, but it is a bit of a theme. People are very good at putting themselves down, or saying, I don't want to put my hand up because what happens if I fail, or I'm not worthy enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. And I say to them, okay, do you know a child? Do you have a son or daughter? Or do you have a niece or nephew? Or do you have a child in your life that you care about? And of course, when I ask the question, most people put up their hand. I said, so if a child came up to you, your son and daughter or someone you love, came up to you and said, I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy enough and I don't want to take that risk in case I fail, would you go, yeah, you're right? You're not worthy? You're not good enough, so don't put your hand up? You wouldn't say that. Yeah. So why do we say that to a child? Or why do we say that to ourselves? We wouldn't say that to a child, so why do we say it to ourselves? So, I look back on when I started my leadership journey and I started learning leadership. It was my attitude. It was my attitude around, I'm a solo mum. I've hardly got any money in the bank. I'm living with my parents. I've got to start my life again. And I've got the grit, I've got the courage, I've got the passion to go out there and do this. But why did I wait until something really devastating in my life happened before I took control of the greatness within me to go out there and do it? So I kind of say to people, if there's something in you, like if there is a company you want to work for, if there is a role you want to go for, or is a business you want to start, or whatever you might have as a goal or dream, or whatever you want to do, just have the courage to believe in yourself and go out there and do it, and just do it. Like, don't look back on life and go, I didn't give it a go, because I thought to myself, if this doesn't work, at least I gave it a go, and I was proud of myself for giving it a go. So I think for me, it's just seeing that courage within and believing it, and also surrounding yourself. As you said, how you said one of your favorite things from my book was empowering people. And is to surround yourself with people that empower you. If people are in your rowboat that are trying to put holes in your rowboat, get rid of them. Surround yourself with people that also believe in you and want to lift you up as well. I think that's really and also you go out there and be others' cheerleaders and help other people row their boat as well to help them get to their goal or destination.
That's amazing. I think your values and your mindset is really strong and really clear. What are some of the kind of behaviours that you do almost on a daily basis that help keep moving you forward?
I do. I suppose in the morning, I'm really good at, I'm not perfect. I'm really good at affirmations. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at visualizing. So visualizing, what I want to create for the day, for the week, and also like my goals and things like that. So I've got a whiteboard down here with all my goals. I've got a vision board at the back. Only just yesterday I bought a couple of beautiful journals and a productivity planner. So I love to plan, and but also, what else do I think that I set my RAS, so I set my reticular activating system, so where I'm going to focus. So my focus every day is how can I make a difference to someone today, even if it's something really small, if it's just something that I do or say, or even if it gives, I'm hoping it'll have a ripple effect. I set my focus to what I'm really grateful for. I make sure that I'm a lot more present these days, and I just think that I spend my days being really kind to everyone and just being really grateful for what I do have, and that's just what I focus on.
I love that. My coaching business is on this phrase about being always better. What does being always better mean to you?
I suppose for me, I self-reflect a lot. So particularly at the end of the day, I'll reflect on my day, and I'll reflect on, I'm very much around, so like for instance, I'll show you. Like I've got this business card, this really funky business card. I know, it's like a bookmark.
Nice.
It's pretty funky. I know, it's pretty funky. So I have my values on the back of my business card, and I reflect on these. So every day I reflect on these and say, okay, how did I go with knowledge today? How did I go with collaboration today? How did I go with respect and passion, and authenticity is one of them. So I reflect on those, and I'm not perfect. Sometimes I stuff up. I think about, so it's always thinking about how I can do better or be better. How can I be more kinder to people? How can I give more to people? So that for me, how can I be better in my business and as a mum and as a friend and to the community? So I'm always thinking of ideas. I've got 50 million different ideas I'm thinking around the leadership space because I want to keep being better for others and create more leaders. So I'm always thinking of ideas. So I've got 50 billion post-it notes with ideas around how I can help others be better with all my ideas. And so that's, I think, for me, how everyone's different. But also I think it's about being compassionate and kind to yourself. So when I do go, gosh, I could have done that better, I'm going, you know what, I just have to learn from it, and I just have to just let it go. And just
someone that's so based in a certain style of leadership, how do you preserve some time to yourself to fill your own cup?
Oh, it's a great question. My people around me would say no. I'd probably have to agree with them slightly. And here's me always saying to people, you need to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before. I actually do say that too. It's like the plumber can't fix his own pipes. It's the coach that coaches all her other leaders about taking self-care and self-compassion. I need to get better at that, and I am becoming more conscious of that. So but thank you for asking. How about you?
I run in the mornings. I meditate.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, so it's one thing I really had to do practice over the last year. You throw yourself into the service of others. I truly believe that people that they need the person they need to be the best. I'm at my best.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to reserve a little bit of time in your day to help, I guess.
Very true. It's so true. Yes, I love walking in the park. For me, I don't know, I love being around trees. So I try to do that at least 3 or 4 times a week. That's really important to me. So, yeah, it's great to meditate.
And let me just clarify, it's not run by a stretch of imagination.
I'm like both box and back. That's how bad I am as a runner, so don't worry.
So, what other habits and mindsets would you like to share with the viewers and the listeners that you've developed that really serve you well?
I think for me, some of the habits I think is, I just surround myself with positive people, positive thoughts. My office has so many positive things around it. Like my home has lots of positive things around it. Every time I feel as though, and look, and it does happen. Gosh, this year I had a few knocks, and I had those ants crawling in my brain. Those automatic negative thoughts were crawling onto my brain, and it's about just squashing them, getting them off. Just going, you know what? They're not going to serve me. It's about having empowering people and having empowering thoughts on your stage. So making sure that, because the more you put yourself down or the more you think negatively, it's just going to get pushed back into that amazing filing cabinet of this incredibly most important tool. So you've just got to be really conscious of your thoughts and also your language and your words as well. I always sometimes catch myself if I say, oh, I should give that a go. I go, oh, no, I just said the word should. Or I'll try. So it's using those words I can and I will. I think it's really important as well. Journaling, I love journaling. I mean, writing is something that I do often. So I've got some great ideas around, some new launches of some new books, but I write every day, journaling and writing. So for me, that's a real habit to keep me learning and to keep me motivated and focused around being my best version and being a great leader and creating other great leaders.
Oh, tell me more about the
Pardon?
Tell me a little bit about just at the end around other leaders. Why is that important?
I just think, imagine if we lived in a world where we all saw leadership as an attitude. Imagine if our teenagers, I'm very passionate about, our future leaders and our youth. Imagine if they started going, you know what? I'm going to step out of the house each day, or I'm going to go to school, or I'm going to go to uni, I'm going to go to work or whatever, and go, I'm going to be who I am. I'm not going to compare myself to anyone. I'm not going to look at who's got what or who's doing what on social media. I'm just going to accept and love myself for who I am and be grateful for what I've got. But I'm also going to be really kind and compassionate to those around me. And I'm going to help them, and I'm going to help them learn, and I'm going to be a leader in that space because I want to help others and I want to make a difference. Imagine if we all had a mindset like that.
I love it. And it's something that I'm trying to put into my family. I've got my son's 6th tomorrow, and we have this thing called the party. It's all about being values based. Yesterday, I was and he said, "Dad, can you do it?" I said, "Go on, you can do it. You can do it, empowering." He went, "Dad, we are Harleys and we help you." Leadership starts at home.
I love that. That's cool. That's really cool.
I know. That's what it means to count our values.
Yeah, he is, which is perfect.
Yeah. More about you and follow more of your content.
I'm on all the social media channels like LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. However, we've got a great website, LeadershipHQ.com.au, and you get a free plan on that. You get a free culture and leadership plan. It's a fantastic plan. And also, if you go to the Sonia McDonald site, so it's soniamcdonald.com.au, you actually get one of these for free. You get the online version, but you get one of my favourite notebooks for free as well. So, and they've both got great blogs and everything as well. So go for it.
Leaderships and attitudes.
Oh wow! Are you Spider-Woman?
No. Spidergirl.
Spider. Oh, actually, that's very true. You are Spidergirl. You are sensational. So good.
She's a strong-minded.
She is beautiful. She is beautiful. I want to get one of those outfits.
I know. Maybe we should get one.
Wish they did it in women size. I might go and search for that on eBay.
Absolutely. So Can I just say thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you have helped into the universe. I am hugely inspired by this. I don't know if you caught what I said, but it sort of described everything I feel and think and feel about these books. I couldn't be any more passionate to share your story with the world. And yeah, is there anything you'd like to leave on a final comment?
I just want to say thank you. I feel really honoured that you've asked me today. It's been so wonderful to connect with you. Yeah, thank you, and I'm sorry that I kind of couldn't get on at the start, so please forgive me for that.
No, we're fine.
If there's something I'd like to leave away is just to start to learn leadership, see the greatness within you. It starts with you, but also that we also need to connect. We need to connect so much more. We're actually having the conversations where we can go, you know, and that is my question to you as well, Ryan. Is there anything I can do to help you? We need to be doing that a lot more.
Good question. I think you already are helping me. I think you already are helping me. Things out in the world like this that gives me confidence to continue on what I believe to be the right thing for the future.
What's your daughter's name?
Brooke.
Brooke. Would you mind if you send me your address? Can I send her this book?
Love it.
Can I send your daughter this book? Because I actually wrote this for my teenage daughter. I mean, it's for everyone, but my next book, when maybe in a couple of years' time, she'd love to read it. It'll really help her understand the power of how she can rock it, because it sounds like she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I'd love to send her a copy of that.
I would love that.
My pleasure.
Have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope you continues this.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Take care.
Thanks,
bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.